Hello and welcome back to National Busways West Scotland, where we are looking out over Kilmarnock, which we recently unlocked and started serving with the QuickSilver 771, which is a 724 inspired service from Ardrossan out through Irvine, the aforementioned Kilmarnock, this string of villages up through Strathaven and Larkhall into Hamilton. And currently, this limited stop service that really only stops in Kilmarnock town centre is our only connection to Kilmarnock. But Kilmarnock, as you can see, it's a decently sized town. So I think it certainly merits a better connection. A direct connection to Glasgow, perhaps. And also a connection to Glasgow Airport. So, this week, I think it's time to give Kilmarnock a connection. So, let's work out. So, I know that I'm going to be running the route. This might sound a little bit odd, but I'm going to be running the route from the East Kilbride garage. Which you might go, what on earth? Why would you do that? Dead run is so long. But trust me, it makes sense in my head. So, what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to start building the route out from the Glasgow end. And I'm just going to give it the normal orange colour. But it isn't going to be fully an all stops local service. It's going to be, well, sort of fast on the Glasgow end and then all stops as we get further out. So, I mean, I know this hex code by heart now. I shouldn't need to copy-paste the hex code. But, anyway. Right. Bashru. I should also say, if I'm sounding a little bit frazzled, it's because it's currently 4 AM on the day this video is meant to go live. Yesterday was really hot, and I was completely out of it. I basically die in hot weather, so yeah, I've had to wait until 4 AM for it to be cool enough for my brain to function, but you know, I've been up all day, so I'm frazzled. I am very much frazzled. So the 136th route of the series is going to be the 77 Glasgow to Kilmarnock. Let's give it the proper colour, and we will give it a stop. We will give it this stand, I think, and that's going to say Glasgow. Then it's going to come out of the bus station like that. Then it's going to come around, stop there, and we want it to get onto the motorway pretty sharpish. So, what I think we can do is that, and then can I do that? Not really? Okay, maybe if I put a waypoint there. Okay, that works. Then we're going to get on the motorway, and we're going to fling ourselves down the motorway and stop at Silverburn. Like that. Fling down the motorway, get off at Silverburn. Then, well, how do you get back on the motorway? I think you go this way. It should know where I'm going. Then we're going to fling ourselves down the motorway once more to this intersection at the top end of Newton Mearns, and we'll stop there. And has that worked? That hasn't. Put the waypoint there. There we go. And yeah, then we're going to run sort of limited stop-esque through Newton Mearns. And then wait, where are we going? So we're not going to go on the motorway. We are going to be a sort of a local bus. So, I think now that we have our route through Glasgow, post me, if you don't mind. And the 77 is now in. So it is about 26 miles in each direction, running from Glasgow to Kilmarnock, fast to the edge of Newton Mearns, stopping only at Silverburn Shopping Centre and then a few times in Newton Mearns, then making sort of regional stops out to Fenwick, where it becomes more of a local service, into Kilmarnock, where it terminates in a loop of the town centre because Kilmarnock is a massive, horrible one-way system. So, that's 77. It's probably going to take about an hour and a half each way. So, not as bad as the 771, but still certainly hefty. So, I think with that in mind, let's make the timetable. And the timetable for the 77 is now done. And as you can see, it's got it's got 3 single run timing points on it, or single run things on it, that are just there because it's such a long route, to give Newton Mearns and Fenwick slightly earlier connections into Kilmarnock. And then the core of the timetable is that it runs every half hour from first to last. First being 5:30, last being 23:30 from Glasgow during the week. From Kilmarnock during the week, first is 5:30, last is 22:30. And then on Sunday, it's 6 till 10 from both ends every hour. So, that is the 77, and this is going to use the WV type. The Right Eclipse Gemini on the B7 TL. And we want EK Shed 2 later, because we have another one to put in. And that is going to be the 88, which will also run from Kilmarnock, but it'll go up through Kilmaurs, Stewarton, Dunlop, Lugton, Uplamore, Neilston, Barrhead, and then up to Glasgow Airport. On Sundays it'll only run to Barrhead. That's the plan anyway. And there is the 88 from Glasgow Airport to Kilmarnock. It's a little bit different in character in that its limited stop section is nowhere near as extreme, and of course it doesn't run into Glasgow city centre, it goes to the airport through Paisley. This one I think these will do just as well as each other actually, because the airport's major destination and this is probably a more CBM friendly routing, but we'll see. So yeah, now we have 3 services into Kilmarnock. Isn't that nice? And the timetable for the 88 is now done. So, a similar vein to the timetable for the 77, in that it will use WV types, otherwise known as Gemini 1s with the B7CL. And yeah, we're running every half hour from first to last, Mondays to Saturdays, and on Sundays we're running every hour. Also on Mondays to Saturdays there is an extra bus in the morning from Barrhead at 5:22, which arrives in Kilmarnock before 6:30. So, that's the 88. We'll confirm that, and we'll run that from East Kilbride Shed 2. And you know what? We'll activate that now. And we'll activate the 77 now. And then I'm going to buy, I think 24 will do, WVs. And finally, we have SF03MXM, better known as WV274. These are our 24 Volvo B70L right eclipse Geminis ready for service on the new 88 and 77. So let's head over to the shift scheduler, where we shouldn't have anything new due out today, because it's, yep, indeed, there's nothing. But tomorrow, there should be a fair bit. And hopefully we have enough. Also, it is now 5:49 in the morning. This is definitely not getting uploaded for 6 when it's like normally meant to be up, so it goes up when it goes up. We'll see. Indeed, there's 56 assignments that we need to do from this garage in order to launch the 88 and 77. And, you know, first bit of good news, we have enough drivers. That's always nice. Having enough drivers is a good thing. And we have enough buses. Whoa, okay. Legit caught me off guard. And the game is so unresponsive I can't click through the fleet list quick enough to get to see them. Well, there's some Eclipses, some B7s. If you're wondering why there haven't been that many new B7s lately, or Eclipse Metros, it's actually a little bit of a tie-in to real life, where the B7L wasn't actually very reliable. They had a lot of problems. And so there weren't many B7Ls produced, which is, you know, part of why National Busways went to Scania. They were, you know, a bit more dependable. But let's see what our Geminis are doing. So far, all doing 2 shifts each, which is very nice. Oh, there's one doing 1. That's very nice. If we've only got one doing 1, then I think I've got the perfect amount of buses. Well, there's 2 doing 1. I'll consider that perfect. So, I will rejoin you when it's time to have a look at the 77 and 88. So, now it's time to join the 88 out of Kilmarnock over to Glasgow Airport. It's been many hours because my PC decided that it didn't want to do anything. So, yeah, it's now 8:30. I try to have these videos go up at 6, believe it or not. So, I missed that. Oops. But just coming out of Kilmarnock now, we seem to be doing decently well. It's showing itself as on time, but we left Kilmarnock 2 minutes late, and we're only at Kilmaurs. So, I'm confused. Oh well. We move. Bus driver wants a day off. Grant it, we have plenty of bus drivers. And in Stewarton, where we're doing alright, it seems. Which is always good. Okay, now we're 2 minutes late. That's what I thought. And then into Dunlop, where there's another 88 going the other way. And now we're 3 minutes late. Well, this is very good. No, it isn't. Right, what was that? Was that Lugton? I think that was Lugton. Well, now we're in Upplemore. I'm definitely mispronouncing that. I'm definitely mispronouncing that. But, oh well. What's next? Is it Neilston? It's Neilston next. Ooh. Yes, there's Neilston. And then from Neilston, it's sort of back to chartered territory. We're going up to Glasgow Airport via Barrhead and Paisley. This is certainly not the land where no bus has ever been before. several buses, including 2 Orbits routes. Well, what would they be? The 10... It's the 106 and 107, that's what they are. I'm good at this. I know my own series, I know my own networks. I promise. The downside of it being morning is now there's pollen in the air and my hay fever's gone mental. So that's fun. So not only am I frazzled from staying up all night getting this video recorded, I can't see, and I kind of need to see to be able to play video game. So that's fun. Oh, we're following a 101. But we're not quite following a 101, because the 101 is all stops on that section and we're limited stop. So yeah, the 88 is technically faster than the 101 between Paisley Town Centre and the airport. Call it an oddity and we'll be happy with that. Right, so this will leave the airport at 7:30. So let's speed things along and head back down to Kilmarnock, and we'll do a trip up on the 77, which is the real star of this episode. I was planning to get 3 routes in this episode, but this is going to be... like, I've been recording this for 6 hours? 7 hours? Something like that? And I don't have the energy to do a 3rd route. But the 3rd route we were going to do is the 18, which will be Glasgow City Centre to Barrhead, or Neilston. I've still not fully decided. The 18 will also be accompanied by a night bus N18, and if the 18 regular bus, the daytime 18, if that goes to Barrhead, the N18 will go to Neilston. If the 18 goes to Neilston, the N18 will probably go to Uplamore. Again, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens with the 18. That might be next week's thing. But, yeah. We'll see. So we're 1 minute late coming out of Barrhead and into Neilston, which isn't great, but we're on time again. So it's not all bad. What's that? Oh, I don't need to say what's that. It's an 88. There's only one route down here. It's the 88. So, coming through Uplamore, with a decent number on board, it has to be said, considering that we're heading out into, out of town. When are we due into Kilmarnock? 8:44. So, okay. This could be useful for people who work in Kilmarnock and start at 9. Now in Dunlop. And next is Stewarton. Yes, Stewarton next. With, again, a decent number on board. And dropping off in Stewarton, as I would expect, because Stewarton's a pretty decently sized town, actually. That could do with a local town service or 2. But we'll see how the network develops. I don't know how long I want to stick this series out until I decide that my PC's not up to the job of running this series anymore. Although that being said, it is running decently well at the moment. Hand is firmly planted in wooden object. Right, in Kilmarnock bus station right now, there should be a 77. There we are. So this will be leaving for Glasgow at 9. So let's speed things along until 9. 8:55, 8:56, 8:56, It's still 8:56. 8:58, there we go, and it's 9. There we go. So coming out of Kilmarnock, there's a bit of a weird routing going on here. That's not going to stay like that. It probably will stay like that. It's not meant to. It's not meant to do that. That's not a good. But now we're heading up to Glasgow. So after Kilmarnock, we'll be going through Fenwick, and then a lot of countryside, and then entering Glasgow at Newton Mearns. And then after Newton Mearns, we'll be joining the motorway, making a stop at Silverburn Shopping Centre, and then rejoining the motorway to head into the city centre. It's a very fast route, but it's not a QuickSilver service, it's a regular Glasgow Citybus. There will be a QuickSilver service that goes through Kilmarnock. In fact, Kilmarnock will be something of a hub for QuickSilver. So maybe that's also something for next week. It really depends, because I'm not entirely sure what vehicle I want to use for those services, because I want a coach, but we don't have many good noughties coaches. Someone was doing a Plaxton profile, which would have been perfect. And there's a Mercedes, I think it's the Integro, which also good, but it's the facelifted model that was introduced in 2005, so that's a little bit early. So we'll see. And now we're in Newton Mearns, a place that's very intensively served by National Busways right now. And we have a decent number on board. We're not overrun, which is good. Getting onto the motorway to head into Glasgow, with 47 on board, which is also good. And then over to the bus station, with what do we have on now? Is that 51 or 57? I can't see. It's a lot. It's a good number. We shouldn't have many people standing at 57 on board, which is double nice considering you don't really want to be standing on a bus that's on a motorway. That's not entirely pleasant. And then it's just into Glasgow. There's Central Station. Then it's around to George Street, and then up into the coach station. Glasgow is now absolutely rammed. It's like the 77's only half hourly, so it's not contributing much, but look at how busy that area is around George Square. It's basically a parade of a conveyor belt of buses, which is very fun. Bus spotters paradise. Right, where is the 77? There's a 77. Nope. Right, now the challenge is, because the buses step back, is finding in this conveyor belt of buses the other 77. It's 10:31, so it should have just left. Oh, here we are. It's this one. There we are. So let's head back down to Kilmarnock, where we'll finish things off. So, yep, decent number of people on it through Glasgow. Very nice. then into Central Station, where we are rammed. That's less than optimal, but we are the fastest bus to Thingy. Thingy is not what it's called. Silverburn. There we go. I am not with it. I am not with it. You could argue, when am I ever with it, but mean. So now, flying down the M77 to Silverburn. Very nice. Oh look, there's a 77. That's nice. You know, legit kind of nice that they pull into the bus station at the same time. And then back onto the M77 to head down to Newton Mearns, where I'm sure we're a little bit late. We're clinging to time. It's not terrible. The timings on this route are a little bit hard, but we seem to be managing, so maybe it's not too bad after all. And coming out of Newton Mearns, on the countryside section down towards Fenwick, the bus is nice and quiet. And the performance has started to tank, so that's the amount of time that we have for good performance at the moment. Which is less than stellar, has to be said. And has the game had a moment? I think the game's having a moment. The game is certainly having a moment. Okay, game's back. We're good. We can't be too far from Kilmarnock now, although this section through the countryside is very long. There's a whole lot of nothing between Newton Mearns and Fenwick. There we go. Game was saved. And as for Fenwick itself, I'm not too sure what its service is going to look like in the longer term. Is it just going to be the 77? Maybe. But there might be like a 177 or something that links it into Kilmarnock, just to serve a little bit more of the village. But we will see. And the game appears to have had... Oh no, the game was just stuttering. Don't mind me. But now we're coming into the top of Kilmarnock, which is nice. And we're not far from terminating now. It is, what is that, 675 in-game minutes? I can maths. It's about that. It's a number of in-game minutes, about 5. There we go. We've entered the complicated system of one-ways that is Kilmarnock. And this is the bus station, where things end. So, that, I think, will be it from me this week with National Busways West Scotland, where we are finally serving Kilmarnock with a little bit more than a stupidly long QuickSilver service. So on that note, I will see you next week from West Scotland. Bye bye.